Okay, so today we're ditching the usual textbook approach and taking a deep dive into something a little different.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting.
We're going straight to the source, the personal journal of a wanderer who trekked through the what's now like the sun-scorched plains of southern Iraq.
Yeah.
You know,
Right. Yeah.
drawn by the allure of ancient Sumer,
The land of the first
the
cities.
cradle of civilization. I mean,
Exactly. And as we kind of go through this journal, we're really looking to understand those forces, those historical forces that shaped the rise and fall of these early civilizations.
Right.
Not just what Sumer was, like dates and names,
yeah,
but like what its story tells us
yeah, the why
about humanity as a whole, right?
about us, yeah, and what we can learn from it today.
Exact.
So think of this deep dive as like a guided tour through time,
Uh-huh.
led by this wanderer's own words as they, stood among the remnants of these legendary cities like, Uruk, Eridu, Lagash.
Cities that most people have only read about.
Right. And try to picture this with us, like that stark landscape where the Tigris and Euphrates rivers once flowed.
Yeah, the same rivers that, nourished all this innovation and advancement.
Right. And now all that's left is just, these silent memories of these groundbreaking achievements. I mean, there's something so powerful about imagining, just one person tracing the footsteps of, those very first city dwellers.
Oh, absolutely. And right off the bat, the journal just hits you with this powerful contrast,
Yeah.
between the modern silence and the immense weight of history in that land.
Yeah.
The heat, the dust, like those sensory details, they really connect us to the physical realities that shaped Sumerian life.
You can just feel it.
You can, and that sense of anticipation the wanderer had arriving at these legendary places,
Yeah.
it sets the stage perfectly for everything that they're about to uncover.
It really does. So the first major stop, in the journal is Ur.
Oh, yeah?
The wanderer gets to these quiet ruins, and it's all about the ziggurat of Ur.
Ziggurat, oh, man.
Even in its partially, restored state, it's still so imposing.
Yeah, you can almost sense the wanderer trying to envision it in its original glory.
Right, with those vibrant colored tiles and the temple at the top dedicated to Nana, the moon god.
It's amazing how they're trying to bridge, like, thousands of years
Yeah.
right there, just by looking at it.
Right. So as they describe, climbing to the top of the ziggurat, the writer starts imagining this bustling city life happening below.
Oh, yeah.
Like merchants, haggling scribes, diligently recording everything, children playing.
It's like a whole society buzzing
Right.
around this massive structure.
Right. This wasn't just, some monument. This was the heart of Ur.
Exactly, the heart of the city.
But then, as vivid as that vibrancy is, it just gives way to this profound silence of
Yeah.
the present day. And it just really drives home that point that even the most impressive achievements eventually fade.
Time catches up to everything, right?
It does. It does. So from there, the wanderer explores the royal tombs, and there's this really poignant story about Queen Puabi and the people who were buried with her,
Oh, wow.
which gives us this glimpse into their, burial customs, and kind of unsettling as it is.
Yeah, it definitely gives you pause.
It does, but it's a fascinating look into their beliefs about the afterlife.
Absolutely, in their social hierarchy,
Right.
who had the power.
Right, and it just naturally leads to these really big questions like what led to Ur's downfall?
Right, was it drought war or just, the slow passage of time?
The inevitable.
Yeah, just wearing it down.
So moving on from Ur, the wanderer heads to Uruk,
Uruk.
which the journal describes as like the first true city, the realm of Gilgamesh,
And the birthplace of writing.
the birthplace of writing. It's incredible.
It is.
And the scale of Uruk during its golden age is just mind-boggling.
Yeah, try to wrap your head around like 10 kilometers of walls
Nankalam.
enclosing a city of like 50,000 people.
That's huge. I mean, for that time period.
Unheard of.
Absolutely. So the journal really paints this picture of this vibrant hub, the temple of Inanna rituals, offerings, music.
And of course, cuneiform.
Cuneiform.
Our first system of writing,
Yeah, those little wedge-shaped marks pressed into clay tablets.
recording everything from, harvests to like epic poems like the story of Gilgamesh.
Oh man, that story still resonates today.
Absolutely. So powerful.
It's incredible to think that, some of the first stories ever told originated in Uruk.
It really is.
But then just like at Ur, The journal contrasts this magnificent past with the present-day desolation.
Yeah.
Crumbling walls, temples, swallowed by the desert sand covering streets where people used to walk.
And silence,
Yeah.
where those hymns and the sounds of daily life used to be.
It's just a sobering reminder of time's power to erase even the grandest achievement.
Powerful image.
So from Uruk, the wanderer goes south to Eridu,
Eridu.
a site believed to be the most ancient city of them all.
The first one?
Home to Enki, the god of wisdom and fresh water.
Really a foundational figure in their pantheon.
Right, and the journal calls Eridu's ruins the most haunting.
And I think that's pretty accurate.
Just barely visible, eroded foundations.
Almost completely gone.
Gone.
It's like it emphasizes the vastness of time that's passed.
And it makes you think about how fragile a civilization really is. I mean,
Yeah.
the Sumerians achieved so much. They laid the groundwork for, so much of what we have today.
And yet their cities are just dust now.
It makes you wonder what will happen to our cities, thousands of years from now.
Right. Will people even be able to find them?
It's a good question. So the wanderer tries to imagine the sounds of Eridu, in its prime.
The priests chanting, the artisans hammering away the marketplace.
But there's just silence.
Nothing.
Nothing. And it really highlights, that gulf between us and these ancient people.
Yeah, we can visit the ruins, but we can't truly go back.
Okay, we can't. So the journal ends with the wanderer reflecting on the banks of the Euphrates.
The river that was the lifeblood of Sumer.
And there's this sense of, contemplation in these final entries.
Yeah, well, the river kind of symbolizes both continuity and change.
Right, always flowing.
And the journal talks about how the Sumerians believed history moved in cycles.
Cycles.
It's like rise, flourishing, then decline.
Like Akkad and even itself.
It makes you think about our own trajectory.
So where are we in the cycle?
Exactly.
But even with this awareness of decline, the journal also emphasizes the lasting legacy of the Sumerians.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, their inventions of writing their legal systems, mythology.
Irrigation architecture, the Epic of Gilgamesh.
I mean, they're gone, but not really.
Yeah, their ideas live on.
Right, and the wanderer ends with this beautiful image of imagining the ruins as they once were.
Alive and magnificent.
It's that human connection to the past.
It's powerful.
So as we wrap up our own deep dive, we've journeyed through the ruins of Sumer. We've seen the rise and fall of the first cities.
And hopefully learned a few things along the way.
Right, we've witnessed the cyclical nature of civilizations, the impact of time, and yet the resilience of ideas.
The Sumerians may be gone, but their influence is still felt today.
So here's a final thought for you to consider. As you think about Sumer, what aspects of our civilization do you think will leave the most lasting legacy, and what might be lost to time?
That's a good one to ponder.
It is. It is.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with me.
Absolutely. This was a fascinating one.
It really was.
Until next time.
See you then.